Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and yes, oh my god, I'm like so jazzed. We have like the next phase of the holiday candles from Bath & Body Works. As you guys know, they did the darn thing with the Scents of the Season sale, and oh my god, like all those glitches that they had online. I did not partake in any of the glitches, but I most certainly did the Scents of the Season sale, where they like released the next phase of holiday early, online only, for 2 days only. So I was like, and like freaking Lavender Pine is a part of it, so I was like, I cannot not like order from the Scents of the Season online thing, despite you guys know my qualms with that shipping online. So yes, but yeah, super excited about it. You guys know I'm like totally passionate about fragrance, and it's a passion and interest that can't be faked. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, oh my god, speaking of Lavender and Pine, here we are, and how juicy are these labels? So we have Lavender and Pine right here, and that's what that looks like. It has like, I think it does have a metallic finish to it, and there's gold foil, and there's like a whole like Aurora Borealis like gradient effect to it. The snow is all raised and textured. I mean, like, juice me up with that. Wow. So that's what that looks like. Gorgeous. And it has a super intricate snowflake pattern on it. Beautiful. Freshly picked lavender, cedarwood bark, and frosted pine. So you may or may not recall, back in 2019, there was like a Nordic Evergreen test collection in the test stores, and at that point I did not get to the test stores that year or whatever, and so I did not get any of those, except they then did that like really limited online drop of some of the Evergreen test candles. I actually have some in my collection. I should have pulled them out, but there's like the frosted alpine and the snow-covered pine and all that kind of stuff, and lavender and pine was one of them, and I feel like it was the one that went the quickest or was the most rare, and especially so because it was one of the ones that did not make it online during that like really quick like test drop that they had online that one year. And then fast forward, and we got lavender and pine as a wallflower fragrance, and I love that one. Oh my god, it was great. I so vividly remember it was like in the farmhouse house that I was in, and it was off to the bathroom of my bedroom, and I remember having it plugged in there so vividly. And there was also a single wick tester, of course, back when they used to do the single wick tester candles with the mason jars back in the day, and during SAS they used to clearance them out. And because I love the fragrance so much, I actually got the lavender pine single wick tester candle right here. I think I only burned it once. Yeah, just the single wicks are so useless. I don't even bother with them, but I did burn it once. I don't recall getting too much of a throw from it, but that's what that was right there. And so we have it to compare. And let's see, the notes on this one read, freshly picked lavender, cedarwood bark, and frosted pine. And is that the same notes? The other ones said lavender, cedarwood bark, and frosted pine. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much the same notes as the original lavender and pine then. And so let's dig into it. White wax, and it has the core wicks on it, and that's what that looks like right there. And yeah, oh my god, sure enough, I think it is. Ooh. And sure enough, yeah, I think it is. But now that I'm smelling it, this smells, I guess because at this point I've had Tree Farm for so long that I'm very familiar with the fragrance, that when you smell this just smells like Tree Farm with just a hint more of lavender. And lavender has that sort of like crisp, astringent feel to it. And because Tree Farm still has that same kind of like, I guess, astringent, crisp, like pine needle, like the sappy quality to it is so apparent in Tree Farm, and that so it already has those type of qualities, that adding the lavender to it doesn't change it too much. But let's see, we have Tree Farm here. Oh my god, that's super cute, like storybook label that they had. Let's see. Yeah, they're quite similar. Wow. This one just maybe, I don't know if because it calls out apple, but it smells a little bit sweeter and juicier, but it's almost like the same base. And it makes sense because I think Tree Farm originally came out alongside lavender and pine in that test collection. And because it was that way, maybe like it was a similar fragrance. And yeah, wow, they're quite similar. Okay, well, it's like Tree Farm with just a little bit more lavender. I'm hoping that maybe the lavender will actually come out more when you go to burn it, because on cold, yeah, it didn't hit me until literally just now how similar it was to Tree Farm. But still a nice fragrance nonetheless. So if you like Tree Farm and want just a little bit more lavender in it, this is it, but I will reserve final judgment until I go to burn it. But I'm just super excited. It's just like so fun to get a like test fragrance from back in the day that didn't go wide, and then to finally get it wide. So yeah, that was that right there. Moving on, in that collection we have Snowflakes and Cashmere, which I don't think I saw this as one of the ones that are in store. So is this an online exclusive again like it was last year? And so we have that here, another beautiful label, and that's what that looks like. And it has the same lid on it. Let's see, vanilla cashmere cream, caramel woods, and frosted clementine. And I've had this body care before, but this is my first time having the candle. And sure enough, it smells like the body care. But I do have to say, it's kind of redundant at this point, even though I think Snowflakes and Cashmere probably came out earlier than some of the other ones I'm about to compare it to. But it's not too far off from your, like, what is it, Sunrise Woods, Sweet Whiskey, that Vanilla Romance, Wicked Vanilla Woods. Like, it's that type of, like, warm and cozy, like, Bath and Body Works, woodsy vanilla fragrance. It's just literally yet another one of those. I do have to say it's a little redundant at this point, but in Snowflakes and Cashmere's defense, I think this one probably came out earlier than all the other ones that it kicked off. So if you want another one of those vanilla woodsy, sort of sweet, cozy, body care, BBW fragrances, then check out Snowflakes and Cashmere. Nothing too groundbreaking, but it's a pleasant fragrance nonetheless. Cool, so that was that collection, and I think if I didn't buy it, it must have been a repackage, because I pretty much just buy new stuff at this point, so nothing else to talk about in that collection. Moving on, we have like the snowflake, the paper snowflake looking collection, I think. And so here we have Frosted Forest, but the label, it looks like a metallic label, and there's some raised texture on the actual candle itself, and it says luminary candle on it, so I'm assuming there's probably cutouts on the actual paper snowflake, like the dotted or the scored lines I think have cutouts on them, and I think the stars are also cut out, so that's kind of cool. Plain silver lid on that. Winter pine needles, frosted eucalyptus, and icy peppermint. And then if you recall, we had the perfect winter, not to be confused with just the plain winter fragrance. Even though this says winter on it, it was like for cohesion's sake of the run of the candles for each season, but the actual name of the candle is the perfect winter, as indicated on the bottom warning label as well. Winter pine needles, frosted eucalyptus, and icy peppermint. Literally the same exact notes. But, oh, that's weird. So now they don't call out with natural essential oils on the warning label either. So, like, the front, they don't call out the essential oils thing because it changed to the exclusively fragrant soy wax blend candle. But the warning labels also do not say with natural essential oils anymore. Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's see. Thick rope-like wicks and white wax on this one, and that's what that looks like. Yeah, sure enough, this is indeed the perfect winter, which I think I have like 2 of the perfect winners, so I really didn't need this, but I was like, you know what, let me just like take one for the team since I'm putting in the order, just so we can at least, to my opinion, confirm whether or not it's a repackage or not, because sometimes, you guys know, they do the craziest things where they like do the weird mix and match, where they take an old fragrance and put a new name on it, but then they might have the same notes or not the same notes, and the fragrance might be different, might be new, you know, it's just all over the place. You just really don't know unless you smell it yourself. And then what's even more confusing is we actually did have a Frosted Forest fragrance before of this name, but a totally different fragrance. It had the dark green wax with that beautiful label the first year that like peppermint sugar cookie came out. Remember that one? And the fragrance smelled nice on cold. It was like another one of those tree fragrances, but it was like totally unscented burning, and I returned it right back to the store. And so there was that Frosted Forest. This is not the Frosted Forest that we've had before. It is actually indeed the perfect winter right here, which I love the perfect winter because it was kind of like the next best thing to like the Snow Day fragrance we got from Bath and Body Works previously, which was kind of like fresh balsam mixed with twisted peppermint. But the perfect winter and now Frosted Forest is actually more closer to Frosted Alpine. It's just like there's just so many candles just like floating around there to compare to. It's actually closer to Frosted Alpine, where it is a tree fragrance, but you get like a minty, almost like a shaving cream, slightly toothpastey mint is what you get from this. It's almost like shaving cream and toothpaste, with a tree note in it. I would say Frosted Alpine, if you like that one, this is very similar to it, but I really enjoyed this because it was, oh my god, and how could I forget, there was winter mint and spruce too. Oh my god, I love that one. Yeah, I just love the mint and the tree blends, and this is just one of those. So if you like winter mint and spruce or Frosted Alpine, it's closer to those two than it is to Snow Day, but if you haven't smelled any of those, once again, it's like a spearmint minty, almost like shaving cream, toothpaste component mixed with a tree fragrance. It's actually quite nice. It's very evocative of like literally the scene that they had here, of it feeling snow-capped and cool, but still like piney and outdoor at the same time. Almost like that sort of fresh ozonic type of quality definitely is in this fragrance. And so I like that. It was very much what you would imagine like a winter candle to be. And with Bath & Body Works doing so many rando like cherry and fruity punch fragrances that have nothing to do with Christmas, it's nice to get a traditionally holiday fragrance like this one. So that was Frosted Forest. Not to be confused with the Frosted Forest that was out previously, but is indeed a repackage, in my opinion, of the Perfect Winter from before. Cool. Moving on, we have Snowed In right here, and that's what that looks like. We have like a pink metallic feel to this one, and let's see, creamy buttermint, sweet musk, and cozy vanilla. We have the coral wicks and the white wax on it, and that's what that looks like. And I was like, oh my god, what is this gonna be? Because this is, oh my god, this is another one where it's confusing. So we've had a Snowed In fragrance before. I don't think it's in my collection before, but it was in like the post-Slatkin White Barn photo label collection, and it was like of like a paneled window opening out to a snowy scene or something like that is what the photo was, and it had like a great wax to it. And that one was like, the first one was like this sort of sage, like a sagey, greeny, outdoor, like that type of more like green fragrance is what Snowed In was. I didn't love it, but it existed. And then what was weird is they re-released Snowed In again in a similar photo label, but slightly updated White Barn packaging. And it was not the same fragrance as the original Snowed In, but rather like a spin-off of a fragrance called Winter White Petals, which was this like floral tree fragrance. It was kind of like if you took powdery florals and shove them into fresh balsam. That was what Winter White Petals was, but then the second Snowed In was like a rehash of that. So super confusing. So there was a Snowed In fragrance twice before, two different fragrances. Cool. Now we move on to 2024, and we have this Snowed In, which has totally different notes from the other Snowed In. So the buttermint, musk, and vanilla. And yeah, I was like, what is this gonna be? Like, is it gonna be Twisted Peppermint? But it isn't. This is actually a new fragrance, in my opinion, at least of one I've smelled that's gone wide. And this actually, oh my god, like when I smelled this immediately, I was like, whoa, like core memory unlocked, core fragrance memory unlocked. And I was like, oh my god, this smells like marshmallow musk or vanilla musk with peppermint. So we had marshmallow musk in that like marble lid collection, which I still have, but this was more readily accessible. And we have vanilla musk that came out as a repackage of that, which was whipped vanilla, soft cedarwood, and suede musk. Unfortunately, this version was like quite light, like much lighter than the original marble lid one. So I was bummed about that, but still excited that we got this fragrance. And I think we figured it out because the ILN, oh my god, RIP ILN, product ingredients database. I think that's how I figured out that it was a repackage or whatever, because I think it had the same ILN on it. But in any case, yeah, it has like this powdery, velvety, almost like floral marshmallow quality, like in the prettiest way ever. And this has that same type of musk note to it that you get from vanilla musk. It's a little less marshmallow sweet like marshmallow musk was, but still a similar, I guess, musk note must be shared in this. But you take that type of base and add the usual kind of like creamy sweet twisted peppermint quality to it. But I would say it's like a more inedible, pretty version of like your twisted peppermint fragrance. It really smells to my nose like they took twisted peppermint and then shoved marshmallow musk or vanilla musk, merged the two together, and that's kind of what I get. Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty and it's cute. So we'll see how it does. So Snowed In right there. Lastly, this one, if you also read the notes, you probably figured out it's a repackage, but I was like, once again, let me just confirm and get it since I'm here making the order. Winter Golden Pear, and that's what that looks like right here. Yeah, gold, and it has cutouts again on the stars. Yeah, okay, cool. Thick rope-like wicks, white wax, and that's what that looks like. Snowy golden pears, wintergreen leaves, and a hint of cypress. Sure enough, this is the very like vomity winter pear forest that we've gotten before, which, oh my god, what a gorgeous packaging, right? This whole collection was snatched. And I was like, wow, it's crazy we didn't get any of these from this collection returning again, because we had that like, that Citrus Grove thing or whatever that was, which was like an orange pomander type of fragrance. We had that super misleading cocoa roasted chestnuts that I actually did grow to enjoy, but still super misleading. And I think we had like that, there was like some applewood clove repackaged in there, right? And then we had this winter pear forest, and oh my god, still gorgeous design on it. But this one also says wintergreen leaves, snowy pears, and a hint of cypress. So literally just added the word golden to snowy pears and then shifted the notes around, but it's literally the same notes otherwise. And when you smell it, it is indeed the same. Yeah, it's like this. It's just like the pear is like so syrupy sweet. It almost smells like vomity in some way, because there's also like this slightly off like almost like a BO smelling like weirdness to the like tree green notes. And yeah, whatever it is with their pear fragrances, it always smells like pear vomit. And this one also smells like then like you did it outside when it was like by pine trees or whatever. I mean, it's like sweet and juicy, but for me, it's just kind of weird. But in any case, how far of this one did I get down? Halfway on this one. So I didn't totally love it. But so I'm not even sure if I will keep this, to be completely honest. I just got it because I was making the order, and because they do still do the switcheroo thing where even if the notes in the name and all this kind of stuff, you still can't be positive, right? So I just wanted to get it and to confirm. So this might be getting exchanged for like, depending on the price point, isn't it that perfect in pink fragrance that's coming out or something? Like I really want that, so maybe I'll exchange it for that or something. I don't know. Winter Golden Pear right there, yeah. So that is indeed Winter Pear Forest, and Frosted Forest is indeed the perfect winter. So really the only new fragrance Lavender Pine is new wide, but still a fragrance we've had before. So I guess Snowden is really the only new fragrance. So okay, yeah, there it is. I'm just really excited to dig into Lavender Pine and finally have that in a 3-wick candle, so that's cool. And then we have 2 hand soaps. One that I got from a in-store visit, and there was like a barcode deal. And so I got the one new fragrance, which is called Hollyberry Spruce. And oh my god, look at that glitz and glam and holographic label, right? Oh my god, how juicy. Let's see. Fresh holly berries, evergreen, spruce, and a hint of clove. Oh my god, I freaking love this. It's amazing. It's super juicy. It's so strong and potent. It's like the same like dark fruits that you get from the peppered plum candle, or if you recall, there was the cork and vine black cherry merlot, which is different from the like cherry juice fragrance of black cherry merlot we get now. The original one was like totally different, but there was the OG black cherry merlot. We then have peppered plum and kind of like that wine cellar type of like dark spiced fruits note mixed with like a fresh green tree note is kind of what this comes off as. And so you might imagine Hollyberry Spruce is just some like cutesy, sweetsy fragrance, but it's actually quite a bit elevated in how that dark fruit note comes off a little bit like spiced and sophisticated. And so you mix that with the spruce note, and it's nice. It almost even has a slight tinge of like this like classic like men's cologne fragrance to it, but not at all in like a bad way where I usually write off things as like a basic ass cologne fragrance. Not really like that. Quite nice. I actually really enjoy this fragrance. Hollyberry Spruce right there. Like I would so buy this as a candle if it existed. And then lastly, when they did the Scents of the Season preview, we got this totally label askew version of the Frosted Forest hand soap. Oh my god, that's like totally pissing me off. See how like off this is like really off, and then like the label's like actually bending into the back here, but it is what it is. So we have Frosted Forest. I do love the green color on the plastic though. Let's see. Winter pine needles, frosted eucalyptus, and icy peppermint. And so the reason I got this is because I was like, so Frosted Forest was speculated to be the perfect winter, which it actually is, and I actually really enjoyed that fragrance. So I was like, oh my god, to get that in a hand soap form would be totally juicy. And I smelled it right before I filmed this, or right before I put on the camera, and it does indeed smell just like the perfect winter / Frosted Forest. So kind of cool to finally have that in a hand soap. Kind of awesome to see that kind of obscure the perfect winter that got slipped into that collection of 4, and it was the only new fragrance out of that 4, right? Interesting to see that I guess did well enough for whatever metric they were measuring in terms of, I guess, Candle Day releases. That I guess it did well enough, or I don't know if that's the only metric they go by or what. But interesting to see that it got re-promoted again this year is pretty much long story short on that. Cool. And I think that's totally it. Super juicy. Let me know if you bought any of these candles yourself. Let me know all the stuff down below. Did you do any glitch action? I did not. There was like a whole thing going on with like the wallflowers, and some of the 60% off sale thing was glitching, so you could do like a boppus. It was just, yeah, it was madness, but I did not partake in any of that. So yeah, cool, awesome. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.